Ready? Okay, hi everybody out there in Facebook world. How are we doing today? Do me a favor, give me a hello if you're out there, just a thumbs up, anything, and if you're watching us on the replay, hashtag replay for me so that, again, we know you're there. One of the lessons that we wanted to share today is something, a story we'll start with about Gandhi and a woman who brought her son to Gandhi, and she traveled all the way across the world to get an audience with him because her son was eating too much sugar and she didn't know how to stop it. So she figures if he hears it from Gandhi, he'll stop for sure. So she gets the son all the way across the world, she waits online, she finally gets her turn, they get up to Gandhi, and she says, I'd like you to tell my son to stop eating sugar. And Gandhi looks at her and says, could you come back in 2 weeks? That was his answer. So she leaves, and she's scratching her head going, okay, why do I have to come back in 2 weeks? Why do I have to come back in 2 weeks? 2 weeks, she does this whole thing over again. She goes and she sees Gandhi, and she gets online, she's with her son, and they get up to the front, and he looks at them and he says, I know you guys, I remember you. And he looks at the son and he says, don't eat sugar. And the mother says, okay, what was that about? Why did I have to come back 2 weeks later? Why didn't you just tell my son 2 weeks ago? And Gandhi looked at her and he said, honestly, 2 weeks ago, I was eating sugar. You can't tell somebody to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. So, we've got a lot of new things going on here at the office. We've got new doctors. We've got Dr. Lee here. And one of the conversations that Dr. Lee and I had this morning is she's not using her neck wedge yet. So, excuse me, in order for her to be able to educate people on using their neck wedge, guess what she has to do?
Use the neck wedge.
Use the neck wedge. So she said to me, well, I really haven't been instructed on how to do it. So I'm going to instruct her on how to do it, and you guys are all going to see how to do it, and you're going to know why this is the foundational premise behind keeping our health and our alignment. So this is what we call the neck wedge. Okay, our neck needs to have a forward curve. This wedge will put in that forward curve for you, okay? And we have to do this on a daily basis, just like we brush our teeth. So over and over again, we are getting that curve put into our neck. Why is that important? That curve is referred to as the arc of life. That curve will help us to maintain our alignment between our mind and our heart and our body so that our head stays here. If our head moves even an inch forward, we actually put about 100 pounds more of stress on our back trying to support the weight of our head. Okay, so the neck wedge is definitely more important than brushing your teeth. If you're going to give up on one of them, I would suggest you stop brushing your teeth, only because if your teeth fall out, you can get new ones. If your spine falls apart, we only have one, and we're in trouble. And there's no way you're going to be able to achieve health without having that spinal curve. Okay, so Dr. Lee, come on over here. People ask me which way it goes. It doesn't matter. We're going to, everybody's different, and everybody's neck is different, and we're going to show you how to use it in alignment for your neck. So, the most important thing when we put this down, and look how nice and relaxed and comfortable she is. It actually looks very normal, okay? The neck now is lined up where her ear is in alignment with her shoulder, and that's how it's supposed to be. Now there's no stress or strain. We start doing this for 5 to 10 minutes a day, and not only are we putting the curve back into the neck, but now we're opening up the nerves where we're opening up the spine where the nerves flow out and they go to every part of the body. So this is not only going to help her neck and her head feel better, it takes pressure off of the lower back, and it opens up the signals that go to the whole body. So it's like we took a dimmer switch on the wall and turned it up just by opening up this passage in the neck. This can solve probably 80% of all your health problems just from doing that alone on a daily basis. How's it feel?
Feels great.
Okay, so sometimes it feels great, sometimes it feels not so great, and that's because it's so desperately needed. All the time, there's so many times I tell a patient, this is what you need to do for your body, and they say, I can't do that. It hurts too much. Well, what does that mean?
They're not ready for it.
either they're not ready for it or that's actually what we need to address the most. That's what's going to give them the quickest release, the quickest pain relief, and again, get their body back in alignment as quickly as possible. So if I tell you to do a stretch or something that really hurts and you think you'll never do it, always add the word, I can't do it yet. Just like Dr. Lee said, you're just not ready, but we're getting you there. And the things that hurt the most, those are the ones that we know we need to address the most. Okay, so every day you're gonna do this for about 5 to 10 minutes. Once you're comfortable putting this into your routine, we're gonna build on this. This isn't the end of it, this is the start of it. So once we know that we're comfortably able to do this for 5 minutes a day, I don't care if you do it in the morning, at night, you have to build it into your schedule so you don't miss it. That's the only important thing. So we're restructuring her spine, and now, once she's comfortable with this, we're gonna start adding stretches on top of it. We're also going to teach her how to shut her mind down because she's very tight, she takes care of a lot of people, she works very hard. So again, we're gonna use this 5 to 10 minutes to shut down the mind and open it up for better things. And as the body relaxes and she's getting healthier and stronger, her body's feeling better, and we're gonna add in some stretches to get more flexibility. And a 12-week program is actually gonna be built on the basis of this, okay? So this is the first step. If you're not doing this on a daily basis, I guarantee you, you are not nearly as healthy as you could be. Not even close. And people with health problems should probably try this first before running around chasing the pain, because this is one of the main circuit breakers of the body. And when this is shut down, everything's shut down. So again, Dr. Lee, you're feeling good with this wedge?
Yep.
You're gonna tell patients to use it?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get you sitting up. Good. What are some of the things that you're feeling with that? What are some of the thoughts that are going through your head while you're on the wedge?
So I feel the pressure on the neck, so it points out to me that I don't have that curve.
Okay. And we know you don't have that curve, and we were just talking about some other health problems that have been going along
Sure.
with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stress.
So stress, yeah. And you mentioned, I hope you don't mind me saying, that you had an outbreak of shingles.
Yep.
Okay, so when do we get an outbreak of shingles? When everything is just chaotic in the body. It's like the body's on fire and it doesn't know how to get rid of all the tension, so it starts putting it out into the skin, into the nerves. It shows up. Your body's telling you something. In her case, she's been one of the best chiropractors in the field for how many years now?
10 years.
10 years. And let's go back to the Gandhi story. There are just certain things that we need to learn to do foundationally for ourselves before we tell a patient to do it. And that's one of the things that sets us apart from other chiropractors. She's doing this because that's what we're teaching our patients. And she knows that until she feels comfortable and learns how to do it for herself and puts it in her own life, she's not telling patients to do it yet. I am, because I do it. But once you hear her saying it, you know she's doing it too. Because she's on the level of Gandhi.
Absolutely.
You're a girl. You guys out there, hope you're enjoying all these little segments that we're putting out. We're trying to teach you little bits of information at a time. The more positive information, the more universal premises that we can give you about your health that follow into your life, that teach you to love yourself, love your neighbor, feel good, spread good health. That's what we're doing here. So if you haven't been in here a while, come on down. Check out some of our new doctors, our new team. We are so motivated to get the most for our patients now in the shortest period of time, giving them the biggest bang for their buck so that their health just keeps getting better and better. And it's a movement that we want to spread. We want this to be, instead of people worrying about COVID every day and whether or not they should be wearing a mask, worry about taking care of yourself. Don't worry about the lady down the street that's not wearing a mask or is vaccinated or isn't. We're not going to have that conversation right now because right now we're not even taking care of ourselves. So let's focus inward, let's build ourselves up, and then we can make the world a better, happier place together. Okay? Always stay connected, stay aligned, and hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. Everybody have a great day.